old school R&B, hip hop, reggae, sports, talk shows, and a whole lot more. You're listening to the internet's hottest new radio station, WNB1 Radio, New Bedford, Massachusetts, home of the legendary Tavares and just a collection of some cool-ass wonderful people.
Reliable Bus Lines Incorporated has been a leader in the school bus industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1980, Reliable Bus Lines Incorporated has provided the South Coast and surrounding areas of the Commonwealth transportation services ranging from private to contracted school bus and van services for corporate transportation. Specializing in school bus transportation, Reliable Bus Lines cares about your precious cargo. Our drivers are trained and certified and understand the importance of being on time and getting students to and from school safely. A staple in the greater New Bedford region, Reliable Bus Lines Incorporated is a women and minority-owned company. Our staff prides itself on being diverse, professional, and helpful. Call now to book your next outing, 508-992-0342. So come and take a ride with Reliable Bus, the bus you can trust. And don't forget to tell them that WNB1 Radio sent you. It's no secret that the trucking industry is struggling for drivers. So why not look for a school that can get you the credentials that you need to start that new career? Get on the road to success with J&J Driving School and Logistics Incorporated, located at 978 Nash Road in New Bedford, Massachusetts. J&J is a Black and woman-owned trade school leading the South Coast in CDL training. J&J offers the most comprehensive training programs for CDLs A, B, and school bus training. Don't let opportunities drive right by you. Go and see our friends at J&J and get your CDL career started right away. And be sure to tell them that WNB1 Radio sent you.
For a truly satisfying dining experience, look no further than Top Shelf Bar and Grill in New Bedford, Massachusetts. Our family-style restaurants offer an array of mouth-watering dishes, from pub favorites to traditional Portuguese cuisine. Treat yourself to an expertly prepared Portuguese meal or unwind with a handcrafted cocktail from our bar. Be sure to try our signature creations, including shrimp Mozambique, bourbon tips, grilled salmon, and the signature top shelf steak. Our warm and inviting atmosphere, combined with exceptional service, ensures a memorable experience. Since 2011, Top Shelf has proudly served a unique blend of Mediterranean-inspired cuisine, reflecting Portuguese, Spanish, and American flavors. Our founder, Robert J. Afonso, drew upon his industry expertise to create a welcoming space where everyone can enjoy a delicious meal, catch a game, or simply relax with friends. We strive to make our house your house, fostering a sense of community and supporting local organizations. When you visit Top Shelf Bar and Grill, make sure to mention WNB1 Radio and enjoy your meal.
Have you made that New Year's resolution to get into shape and you still haven't followed through with it? Then you need to join KO Gym.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
KO Gym is located at 50 Conduit Street in the north end of New Bedford, within the historic mills in a 5,000 square foot space, within plenty of room to train for social distancing, and the facility has unlimited parking outside. KO Gym offers exclusive training in Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, grappling, jiu-jitsu, as well as strength and conditioning programs. So if you're looking to train to get into shape, to train for self-defense, or if you're looking to train to compete professionally, KO Gym has experienced professional staff to help you obtain your goal. They also offer one-on-one personal training as well as group classes to satisfy everyone's needs. So go ahead and let KO Gym help you make that change for a healthy body and a healthy mind. And also tell them that WMB1 Radio made the referral for you.
Did you know the YMCA South Coast offers monthly free food markets throughout the region? The Full Plate Project is a food market that provides fresh produce, pantry staples, and more to neighbors in need. Markets are held at the Gleason Family YMCA in Wareham, New Bedford YMCA, St. Mary's Church in Dartmouth, Fall River YMCA, and the Stoico/First Fed YMCA in Swansea. There are no YMCA membership requirements to receive food. When you arrive, you'll be asked for some basic household information, number of household members, and zip code, and will then be given food. If you or someone you know could benefit from these markets, please visit ymcasc.org today to learn more. YMCA South Coast. No place like this place.
Summer is calling and adventure awaits at the Y. Registration for YMCA South Coast Summer Day Camp is officially open. Summer Day Camp at the Y offers participants unique experiences in swimming, sports, outdoor exploration, creative arts, and so much more, all while they are building new friendships and confidence that lasts a lifetime. Camp is about belonging. It's about trying something new. It's about growing stronger, kinder, and braver every single day. And parents, you can feel good knowing your kids are safe, supported, and building skills for a life in a caring and uplifting environment. Spots are filling up fast, so don't wait. Visit ymcasc.org to register today. There's no place like this place.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go.
Old school R&B, hip hop, reggae, sports, talk shows, and a whole lot more. You're listening to the internet's hottest new radio station, WNV1 Radio, New Bedford, Massachusetts, home of the legendary Tavares and just a collection of some cool-ass, wonderful people.
Good afternoon and welcome to WNB1 Radio. You're in tune to Straight to the Point Sports, where we are joined with just two today. Just two. That would be Steve Lopes and Derek Invisible Consaccio. What's up, fellas?
Yeah, Derek beat up Kev, so Kev's not here.
Talked about my draft.
Yeah.
So today, you know something, fellas? We've got the second busiest time of the year going on right now.
Everything's happening.
With exception of football, though.
Yeah, but football news.
September is the busiest because it would include football. But everything, all the other sports are happening right now. We're in the mid. Obviously, we're in the smack dead middle of the playoffs in both basketball and hockey. All right. So, and obviously we've got baseball going on, but this is the second busiest time, only because 3 of the 4 are going on, and then 4 of the 4 would actually be going on in September, October, I should say, not September, October. But yeah. So with that being said, we need to talk about the NFL draft. How did your team do? Who are the winners and the losers of the NFL draft?
Were there any surprises?
Yeah, surprises, disappointments,
reaches,
whatever the case may be. Also, we got to talk about the NBA playoffs. The East is in flux. Every single series is 3-2.
I was going to mention that, but you beat me to it. I wrote that in my notes. I can't believe, except for OKC winning, even the West is all 3-2.
Yep.
Who would have thought that much, even parity. Balance was going on. The parity, yeah. You can't predict the low team. The low teams came to win. The low seeds.
There is no low season. Once they start 0-0.
Yeah, but the Lakers had two key figures missing, and other people. Kevin Durant not playing, but all the series.
I thought the Lakers gonna sweep.
Yeah, but every single series, I was looking at it today and see what time the games were, and I said 3-2, 3-2. I said, let me go back to yesterday, 3-2, 3-2, 3. I said, you got to be kidding me! Every single series. I was gonna say trivia. Brian let the cat out the bag early.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about, obviously there are a lot of surprises. We'll talk about those and why they happen. And also, we need to talk about the dumpster fire that is the Boston Red Sox, and the firing of their manager. Ultimately, the firing of Alex Cora, beloved Alex Cora in Boston.
Haven't seen one positive comment from the media about that. Everybody's been all over the owner and the GM.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. Remember, phone lines are always open, 774-425-2631. You can chime in, talk about what we're talking about, or you can add your own topic, whatever the case may be. If you want to agree with us, disagree with us, feel free to chime in. We don't care who calls in. We'll take any call and we'll debate or agree, disagree, whatever the case may be. Feel free to call.
This is not pre-recorded, man. We can change on the fly.
Yep.
We can adapt.
All right. So we'll start off with the NFL draft first. Winners and losers, surprises, disappointments. Go ahead and take the floor. Who wants to go first?
I'll go with the first. Who my biggest winner is, and I believe Steve agrees, is the New York Jets.
How well they did.
I think
the surprise, because their organization general manager up is kind of like shaky.
Yeah. This is what, the first year that they don't have a new coach already. So
give it time.
Made it past the 1 year.
Yeah. So I just think that this draft will help them out.
Did they change their general manager too, or did they keep the general manager with Glenn this year? They both got.
I don't remember on that.
Because I know their president and their OGM, they made some shady moves, but the Jets is definitely one of the teams. And all the players they got are going to help them immediately. Yeah. They got everything, every piece except the quarterback now.
Well, they have a veteran right now.
He'll do good enough
that they'll be able to get by with him.
And I think they'll win more than they're supposed to, so they won't be in the tanking business for a quarterback next year.
They still might be last in the AFC East, but
I think they'll be better than Miami.
Yeah, they won't get walked all over.
No, because their defense is going to be tough, and they got pieces. They just need. If Geno Smith plays well, you added another weapon at wide receiver, another weapon at tight end, and then you got a
and they have it like we said it earlier.
There's no excuse if he doesn't produce. Yeah, so, a great offensive line if they stay healthy. They lost Vera Tucker to free agency, their guard, but I think they replaced him. But I was really impressed with them. But Brian, was there any team that you thought really impressed you in the draft besides the Jets?
I don't know. I think a quiet as kept Baltimore. I think Baltimore did pretty well.
Did they have more than one pick, or just get somebody they could really use?
They had multiple picks. Yeah. They had their first, second, third, fourth, fifth.
Oh, I was thinking in the first round. Yeah, that's yeah.
They had let's see, 5 6 round picks. I mean, that's a stretch, but one never knows. I think as far as they went, I like the fact that they went obviously a lot on defense.
Can you remind me who their first round pick was?
Malachi Stocks, the safety.
Yep.
No, that was last year's number 1 pick.
Was it?
Yeah. I thought they got an edge rusher this year.
No, wait. Hold on. Yeah, I am reading last year. Wait, am I reading last year?
Yeah, because Malachi Stocks was their number 1 pick at safety last year.
Yeah, why am I reading 2025? 2026. I'm in the wrong year. Hold on.
Hey, Brian over here in the Twilight Zone.
Some damn peanuts.
I thought they drafted defense.
Yeah, they did draft defense. Hold on.
And I thought an edge rusher to go opposite Trey Hendrickson.
That's right.
Yes, but I'm in the wrong. I gotta get in the right draft here. Go ahead while I pull.
Well, one team that I was surprised at was the Cleveland Browns. I was going back and forth if I favored Cleveland or the Jets as who filled the most holes. And it's how ironic they both just need to drop in a consistent quarterback. I think they got pieces at quarterback that can hold them over until they get the quarterback in their future. I don't think neither one has them on their roster. But Cleveland picked were they the ones that no, Tyson went to New Orleans, but they drafted a wide receiver. Boston, and they got a quick scat back wide receiver, right?
The kid from
Cooper. No, he went to the Jets.
Who?
The Cooper from Indiana.
No. What team are you talking about?
Cleveland. Cleveland got 2 wide receivers, I think.
They got an offensive tackle.
But I'm saying,
yeah. And then they had 2 picks in the first round, and then early in the second round, they got the little slant wide receiver type dude.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Now that I'm in the right ear.
But Cleveland,
Denzel Boston.
That's the big wide receiver. But then they got in the second round. They got
that is the second round.
Oh, so who they get in the first round then?
Offensive tackle.
They didn't have 2 picks in the first round?
They traded. Let's see.
I know they got.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Concepcion. 24.
That's the guy. Yeah. So that guy is a crazy athlete. They were calling him the joystick.
So you remember what I was saying? That was that hot pick, number 6 pick. That was the hot pick everybody was talking about.
But they took their lineman at that pick.
They got him at pick 24.
Yep. And then came back in the second round and got Boston. So they got the big receiver, the scat back receiver, and they got a big ugly for the offensive line. We think they're all set on defense, correct? Like there's really no holes. Last year they drafted the kid from Michigan. He turned out great for them.
They grabbed the safety from Toledo, who was supposed to be a big deal.
Wait a minute, not the guy I wanted. The hyphenated name.
Emmanuel McNeil.
Yeah, they got him in the second. They're the ones. Then that makes me say they had a better draft then because he's a first round talent that they got in the middle of the second round after we bypassed him again. So I think Cleveland.
They also got Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
Okay.
They got Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, a different position.
Linebacker. Alabama. You should have seen your face.
I was waiting for you to say they got Aaron Rodgers or something.
Yeah, that one's more believable.
So 2 teams that have struggled lately but got good defenses. It's like they're mirrors of each other. But I think Cleveland's defense is ahead of the Jets' defense. But they both got pieces now because Cleveland had 2 young running backs last year, Judkins from Ohio State, and they had somebody else that was actually doing better than him because Judkins was out the first couple of games. But they got both of them now, and they were both rookies. They shored up their offensive line. We already know their defense is crazy. Yeah. Graham was the guy they added at nose tackle from Michigan, and then they got Mr. All-World everything at defensive end. And so I think they did real good. So we got the Jets, we got Cleveland, and Brian was looking for his information for this year's Baltimore Ravens.
Who grabbed the tight end from Oregon?
The Jets.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Jets got weapons. They got they drafted the wide receiver, they drafted the tight end, and then they came back with Omari Cooper from Indiana.
He was another good receiver.
Yeah.
Probably had to catch of the year last year.
Yep. So he's gonna pair up with Garrett Wilson. They got Kenyon Sadiq, who's just a big wide receiver, because that guy, I haven't seen a tight end with those type. I mean, Kyle Pitts came out having great skills, but I think this guy's going to be better than Kyle Pitts.
Rumors, Patriots talking about.
They want him. They've been wanting him. But when they kept him, and did Atlanta re-sign him?
Yes, they
They
did.
re-signed him last year.
Yes.
They re-signed him or extended him?
I want to say they re-signed him.
Re-signed.
Oh, yeah. So
But he's also on the trading block.
Yes.
makes it easier to trade him when you already know how much you're going to pay for him instead of you get him with 1 year left and there's no guarantee that he's going to stay.
They basically showcased him.
Wow, those last 3 games, you said you had him in fantasy, right? You said the last 3 or 4 games of the year, he was in beast mode.
Yeah.
But he played better with certain quarterbacks. You know, Kirk Cousins was not looking for him at the beginning of the year, and then Penix took over, and
Kirk Cousins isn't a dump off guy.
Yeah. But that guy, that Monday night game, was it that he had 3 touchdowns?
They killed it.
Oh God! So, did you find a Baltimore draft? Or do you think anybody else is? You know who I think was a winner, even though they only had 1 pick, but then their second round pick was good, was the Raiders. They got the quarterback everybody thought, but didn't they get a wide receiver? They got somebody else that can help them at the beginning of the second round.
The Raiders?
Yeah. And remember, they got Jalen Naylor from the Vikings. That's gonna be a number 2 over there.
They got
I thought they drafted another wide receiver
in the second round.
Yep.
Pick 6.
Yep.
Traydon Stukes.
Oh, the safety. I wanted him.
Strong safety.
He and Stukes went before McNeil, who I wanted first. And when McNeil was gone, I was on the phone with you. I said, Derek, I got to stop mentioning people. I mentioned 2 names, and they went the very next picks. Always when it gets like when I said, oh, I want Stukes. That guy's really underrated. And the Raiders need defense. They went defense in the draft. I mean, in free agency, and they went defense with their second round. I think they got 2 people in the second round, but free agency they went all over defense too, and they kept Crosby. So their defense is going to get a shot in the arm, and if they can be patient with Mendoza, I just hope that their offensive line holds up.
They got your boy Kirk Cousins over there, so
yeah, he'll take the beating for him.
He'll teach him.
I'm wondering. I thought they picked up somebody on the offensive line too. It might have been in free agency they did that, but I think they shored up their offensive line through free agency.
They got in the third round, third pick. They got K. Ryan Crawford from Auburn, defensive end.
Yeah, they went real heavy on defense. Well, that was their biggest thing. They couldn't stop nobody.
They the Baltimore Ravens picked up Zion Young.
He's a pass rusher, right?
Edge rusher.
Yeah.
But
he wasn't their first pick, was he?
No, their first pick was
hold on.
Vega Lone, the Penn State guard.
Oh, and he was supposed to be the best guard because all the Samoan guys were the best tackles, and they went all in a row. The Samoan offensive tackles, they all went Cleveland.
3 in a row?
Yep. They all played for different teams, but they were all big Samoan like offensive tackles. They were the best ones.
They also picked up Elijah Sarrett from Indiana, receiver.
Surratt, yeah, he's good too.
Jacoby Lane from USC.
That was their first round pick.
Who was?
Jacoby Lane.
He was their first round pick?
Yep. No, third round pick. I'm sorry.
I was going to say,
pick.
that
Third
sounds
round
like
pick.
a reach.
No, third round pick. He was their third round pick.
Sean Benny from
They got the guard was their first round pick. Olivia
Vega Ione.
Now that's a team that I thought would have been in the running for Kenyon Sadiq because they had 2 tight ends. Andrews is getting old in the tooth and likely left. So why not let this guy come in and play 1 or 2 years with Andrews and learn how to be a professional while still contributing?
Likely was a big disappointment. Started off so good.
Yeah, but didn't he play hurt toward the end of the year?
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah, but
so I don't know.
Even last year, started off so good. Remember, end zone on the foot on the end zone.
The toe, that big toe.
Pulled to Kevin Durant like against my Bucks.
And then he just faded out.
Well, Andrews came back, so that kind of like.
But Andrews was not playing well at the beginning of the year.
Andrews came back and likely ended up getting hurt. So
Andrews was dropping passes that he normally makes. I was like, what the hell? He's so reliable.
That playoff drop
messed with his head. He started having the drops like for the first half of the season. So I remember I had him on one fantasy team, and I was like, yo, this dude's killing me. He's getting no catches, no touchdowns. And then he played well the second half.
We played Baltimore game 2, game 3. He had a big game. He kept Baltimore in the game against the Lions. That might have been his confidence booster right there. He ended up having a decent year.
Was there anybody else you guys would consider winners in the first round as far as
I'm not mad at my draft. I thought we did all right.
And that's an interesting point because right before the show, I was discussing with you how it wasn't the pick we expected, and neither was mine. And you were right in front of us, and I was like, oh wow, you guys had a choice of people that you liked, and you went with the offensive lineman who wasn't well known but a good prospect. The difference with you taking somebody unsuspected and us taking somebody with the next pick at defensive tackle, your GM has a history of hitting home runs with those picks. And your linebacker is Jack Campbell's the perfect example. I remember giving you shit and saying, "Oh man, you guys wasted a pick. You got Jameer Gibbs was too early, and then you went and took Jack Campbell. Who the hell is he?" And they're both all pros. So your GM, who is what's his name? The brother, right?
Yeah.
I want to give him credit, and I can't think of his name, but I can see his face. But your GM has done a hell of a job drafting the last couple of years. So I think if I had a bet on the quality of picks you guys took in your first couple of rounds, I bet you they're contributors. Now, Minnesota, on the other hand, we've been drafting some shaky people ever since we got Justin Jefferson. Either, McCarthy couldn't stay hurt, and then we turn around and take a chance on a defensive nose tackle who only played 3 games and had because of a foot injury. But then he was worried about his stock, so he went to the combines and re-broke his foot. So now we're going to sit here again and have to hope somebody can come back on rehab. But a guy that size,
You should have just signed Aaron Rodgers.
yeah. Well, he's doing his diva stuff like he does every year for the 18th year in a row, and let people know when training camp starts that he's coming back or something. But I thought Detroit and Minnesota were reaches until I heard that comment being made and found out Jack Campbell was first team All-Pro. Is it Bobby Beathard, your GM? No. I'm trying to think because it's pissing me off that I can't remember.
You and me both.
But I think you guys at least has had a history. Us, I hope it's not another loss. That set you back 3 years when your first round draft pick does not work out.
Oh, I'm used to that. Before my new GM.
Yeah, but mine is happening now. So
Brad Holmes.
Okay.
I don't know why.
And then I wasn't enamored with the Patriots pick. They took another left tackle when they just took Will.
But I see why they did that.
They're going to kick him inside?
Yeah, because they're saying that his arms are too short
To get leverage.
To be a tackle.
Mm.
And he's good.
Yeah.
He's definitely good. So why not just move him in? If they do that.
I was like, they gave up on him? And I said, they got to be moving him inside.
You can't give up on him. He's young. He's good.
He's good.
He got good feet work.
But the left tackle they took, I thought was a reach at that point. There was other.
They grabbed the kid from Utah, right? Loma?
Yeah.
That's not a reach. I think
I know he's big as a house.
He's great. I think he's great.
Did anyone make anything of them exercising the 50-year option with Gonzalez? Anybody reading
the Patriots?
I thought they didn't do it yet.
Yes, they did.
Oh, they ended up doing it?
Yeah.
Well, for the Patriots, it's a smart move, but that would piss off Gonzalez if I'm him, because you're pretty much all pro safety, cornerback rather, and they should reward you because you outproduced your rookie contract. Instead, the Patriots are going to do the Patriots way, extend them.
But he had to sign it, right?
Well,
I don't think you have a choice when the team has the option.
Oh, you don't have an
Nah. 4 years guaranteed and the team option for the 5th. And they extended him. So he's got to wait 1 more year and be healthy because he did get banged up a little last year. He's got to wait an extra year to get paid.
But he's that guy right now.
But just because they extended him doesn't mean they can't renegotiate. That rookie they picked up that year, they could still rip that up and say,
yeah, pick it.
So hey, look, we're going to lock you in because we don't want.
That's just for.
Yeah, make sure that you're not eligible to get picked up by nobody else.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep negotiating. But
I heard that he's on the paper for that AJ Brown trade.
Yeah, that might be what Philly requested, but I don't see the Patriots doing that.
I'm the Patriots. I don't do that.
He's not.
He's not a head case. He's cheaper money.
At this point in time, there's no comparison. You get a guy that's closest to the end of his contract, and a guy who hasn't even made.
I don't even think they're going to get a first round pick.
No.
AJ will be. Is he 30? Close to 30, but he's being a little bit of a diva too. But yeah, he plays with Vrabel. Maybe he can control that.
Well, that's if Vrabel's going to be there.
Vrabel's definitely going to be there. Non-football related stuff. So
you got a standing ovation from the season ticket holders.
But you know what I didn't understand with that?
That's
Wasn't the draft just last weekend?
Yeah.
Didn't they say he was going to rehab like that Sunday? He was missing the 3rd day, but Monday or Tuesday they introduced him to the crowd. And you went to rehab for a day and a half? You left Sunday, you were back Tuesday?
He's good.
Or is it you can commute to rehab now?
rehab was in what they have in the draft.
That's why I can't take that whole thing serious.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. But I don't know if you guys can think of any other winners, but I think there was a few losers in the draft that I just didn't understand. I think Minnesota is one of them, but I don't know if you.
For one more with the winner, I think the Giants did pretty good.
They did, but they surprised me with which Ohio State guy they took, because we said they should have taken Downs, which by process of elimination made somebody else's team have one of the better drafts. Well, we'll get to that in a second. I don't give him no credit. He's not listening right now. So, but they took Avell Reese. And I liked what we were talking about with if they would have taken Sonny Styles at 6'5". I can't remember the other linebacker they got, but he's 6'5" too. And they said quarterbacks would have nightmares trying to hit tight ends over the middle because they wouldn't be able to see over 2 6'5" linebackers that are very mobile, But they went with Reese, and hopefully that pans out. And they also grabbed, who was their other pick?
Did Styles run a 4.3?
Yeah, he crazy numbers at the combine. That's what made his stock go up. Plus his pro game, he had 14 tackles in that loss to. Did they lose to Oregon? No. Ohio State lost to somebody, but whoever they lost to wasn't Indiana because they didn't.
Michigan, no,
Michigan wasn't in it. But in that game,
they lost.
Reese didn't have great numbers.
Did they lose to Miami?
Yeah, I think so. But he had 14 tackles. But they got somebody else. Who was the Giants' other pick? They were one of the teams with 2 picks, like 6 and 10 or something.
I want to say they grabbed the other tackle from Utah. No, yeah, Patriots grabbed the tackle from Utah, and
Brian, can you see? You remember who the Giants picked up? I remember them and the Jets had 2 picks in the first round, and I thought they knocked it out the box too. But I would have taken Styles first, or I would have taken the safety first.
I thought they would take
and still take. And I think they came back at the beginning of the second round and took a wide receiver also. I think they ended up adding.
Picked up the offensive tackle from Miami.
Oh yeah, he was. Depending on what scouting report you look at, he was rated number 1 or number 2 based on who you.
Yeah, they took him at number 10.
So they protected Jackson Dot, and
they're talking about they want that offensive tackle to transition to guard. So who do they have for tackles?
They had one that didn't work out a couple of years ago in the draft that they used a high pick on. I think he's still there. They were talking about maybe kicking him inside from Alabama.
They got Colton Hood in the second round.
Yeah, that's a good cornerback. He's
I like Malachi Fields for them.
He's a wide receiver, right?
Notre Dame.
Yeah, shifty.
Yeah,
they weren't a passing team. You heard so much about both their running backs that it was kind of high. Their passing game, it was there, but it wasn't like dominant. But he's definitely good. I'm trying to think. Oh no, you said the Giants got the offensive lineman and they got the linebacker.
They say Reese can play off the ball as an off the ball linebacker as well.
Yeah. Maybe, but I just heard he was more raw. He's all natural ability, whereas Styles has technique and thinks about, he reads the field better. Reese's kind of reaction, not that he was bad, but he's more. That's why the Jets were like, take the guy that's more ready to play right now, and they ended up taking Reese instead. Oh no, wait a minute, the Giants took Reese.
What up, Joel? Yeah, Giants.
Yeah. So, but I felt like the draft followed suit until I saw the safety drop down to whose team, which brings up another team I think was a winner in the draft.
You keep bringing up that who's.
Yeah, that off-camera guy over there.
Well, what do you think about your draft?
Who's his team?
Steelers.
That was a tough one to figure out. I forgot who they took.
Who grabbed the quarterback from Penn State? I think that was a sneaky pick right there.
He was in the second. He was in the third or fourth round.
No, it was before that, wasn't it?
No, Drew Aller. He went to Pittsburgh, I think.
The thing I like with the Cowboys about their draft is they grabbed need, not want.
People that can play and impact right away.
They're going to play right away.
People don't know about your defensive end. I bet you there was some Cowboy fans sitting there going, was it Malachi? But the kid from Central Florida. If you watched him at the combines, you saw what Dallas saw.
He had all the top numbers in the combine.
He was the fastest defensive end. He was big. He was strong. He had tackles for loss. He could play against the run. I was like, what else you want?
Highest vert as well.
But they're criticizing him because of the strength of schedule UCF played, because they were playing like a mid level schedule. But he performed against everybody, and when he played big teams, he performed.
If I recall, last week we didn't we say that UCF was that college that kids go to when they
went there in basketball. That's what we were saying. But I guess because there was a couple of people that went there. We did talk about, but we were talking about basketball.
School. Yeah, that's what we call it, the get right school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad that Jerry Jones didn't spaz out. And
what up, sir?
And jump in the 6th pick and give away, basically 2 picks for 1. You need, obviously you need a defense. You need as many people as you can, all hands on deck.
You guys didn't really need no help on offense. It's
no
defense.
Yeah, just stay healthy on offense. They kept picking, so we know their wide receiver core is intact, and they got young tight ends.
They signed their running back.
If anything, they could have got some depth on the offensive line, but that wasn't a glaring need like everything on defense.
They got a kid from Penn State, Drew Shelton, but they went heavy. I just like the fact that you lost Micah Parsons, right? So,
but look what you got back between the draft and free agents and the trade.
I'm not even. I looked at all that. I took it into account, but the fact that they took a chance on and they drafted 3 edge rushers, you got to hit somewhere there.
Well, that first round pick, I think, is definitely going to hit.
You might hit 2.
And then you got more depth at the edge. Something that was a weakness is now going to become a mediocre strength. But if you combine what Dallas did through those trades, free agency, and the draft, I think they did more than put a Band-Aid on their defense.
Them 2 tackles.
The defensive tackles.
Yeah.
And then didn't they get the edge rusher too from Green Bay?
Gary Hill.
Yeah. So they got Rashawn Gary, who I think made all pro 1 or 2 years. And they got the defensive tackle in the trade.
I'm glad he's out of our division.
Yeah.
And we still got the kid from Boston College.
Yeah.
That's going to,
the one with the Nigerian
African name. But listen, we did this years ago when we were bad with corners, and then we end up finding 2 corners. Sometimes you might have to draft multiple times before you hit.
Yep.
Sometimes you luck out and you get it right away. But the fact that they're addressing it and not, like they've done the last 2 years, then I'm pleased with that. How that works out on paper, and as opposed to on the field, that's 2 different stories. We'll just have to wait and see.
What up, Gonzalez?
We'll have to wait and see. All right, so those are winners.
Now, I got a team that sticks out right away, and that was the Rams. Because they were talking about he was fringe first round. They were 14. They could have added right now more playmakers at that pick. You're drafting somebody that's going to replace Stafford, so he's not going to be around for the next year or 2.
Somebody could have got in the 3rd, 4th.
You could have traded up in the 2nd round and got him at the beginning of the 2nd round. The only one that might have taken him would have been Arizona. So maybe they put feelers out there to try to get ahead of Arizona in the 2nd round. But there was no way in the world. You could have traded that 14th pick and got a 28 pick in the 1st round and something early in the 2nd round and used that 28 pick to take Simpson.
Yeah.
But you might have picked up an extra 1st or an extra 2nd to move down 14 slots. That's when they do those charts about what that pick is worth. They would have had to get to drop down 14 spots. That would have required not only the pick flop, but a high 2nd round pick to do it, or a 1st round next year or something. I just don't understand why the Rams passed on that opportunity to shore up anything they. Then again, in free agency, they stole both cornerbacks from Kansas City, so they didn't need a cornerback. Their defensive front is all young, right?
Yeah.
They could have taken a linebacker.
They firmly believe that.
And they don't got a good tight end.
Let's just fix.
Could have drafted Kenyon Sadiq.
Let's just fix the defensive backfield, and automatically that is going to put them in contention.
That got exposed against Seattle.
Yeah.
And even when they played the 49ers.
But as we said last week, we don't know how the quarterback's going to hold out this year.
Yeah.
And last year they were talking about taking injections in his back, and I said he ain't gonna make it. And then he didn't miss no time. He had a crazy year last year.
MVP?
Huh?
An MVP season.
Yeah. But you just think another year older, then when you start hearing mixed in with the old age back problems, he can't practice the whole. He was being held out. He was taking painkillers to play, injections to play and practice to be ready for week 1. And then he has an all-pro type year. But 14 was still a lot of capital. You could have drafted somebody else that could help you right now.
13,
yeah. I just think that was a little too rich. So to me, that's your big loser because he's iffy of whether he's going to be a pro-style quarterback, and he's 2 years away from getting a chance to play. So we'll see. But you guys see anybody else you think were losers? I see more winners in the draft. I just thought of another team that I thought was a winner, but I'm trying to think.
I'll be by tomorrow, John.
The Rams for sure. You said you actually liked the Patriots. I was a little disappointed with what they did, but maybe I'm undervaluing the kid from Utah that you're talking about. I just know he was a big kid, but I was just like, all I remember was it was the same spot the same position they took last year. But if they're kicking Will inside, then they could have shored that up a little.
Oh, I didn't think the 49ers did that well.
No, they didn't.
They didn't have a first round pick.
They picked up
and I thought they traded out of the first round and then traded down in the second.
They had 2 big free agent pickups for receiver, and their first pick was a receiver.
Yeah, kid from Ole Miss.
Yeah, because they're going to lose Jawan Jennings. He was in Minnesota the other day, but he left without a contract. Bastard.
I don't know. They re-signed Trent Williams.
Who's 85?
Yeah, big as shit though. He couldn't stay healthy this past year.
So why would you re-sign him for 2 more years?
I don't know.
I would have given him 1 year.
1 year, yeah. I don't know.
I mean, they're freeing up money in the wide receivers that they're losing.
Yeah, but they signed what?
Oh, they drafted a running back too, an explosive running back, and they said, "What does that mean?"
Keelan Black.
Because McCaffrey gets hurt a lot. We took Jordan Mason. The other guy left. Remember, they were deep. They were 3 deep at running back. The other guy left in free agency. We got Jordan Mason in a trade, and now we know McCaffrey can do it all. But you got to worry about, can he stay healthy 2 years in a row?
Yeah, he stayed healthy last
So
year.
the kid Jordan Black, the running back, was he a 3rd round pick or 2nd round pick?
Keelan Black was a 3rd round pick. At the end of the 3rd round too.
I see something. Paul Paris. Oh, wait a minute. Ralph, did the Patriots draft?
Reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that used to have the inside scoop at their camp will no longer be covering games.
She had the inside scoop with the Titans as well, too.
Yeah. All right, let me see. Paul, a lot of teams drafted for depth because they are all restructuring their caps going forward. Yeah, I can roll with that. But outside of the Rams, I didn't think too many teams reached. I don't think too many teams took a gamble like that made me go, whoa. The only one that made me go, whoa, was the Rams.
Yeah, Ty Simpson kid.
Yeah, and I was just like, just too early when there was so much more talent on the board.
Maybe they're content with what they have.
They are.
It's just you were in a great position. You could have got more value by trading and still get. I still think they could have got Ty Simpson in the 20s. I don't think he was going to the end of the first round. They were worried about Pittsburgh. I don't know if Pittsburgh. Because of the price tag, he's already the 5th highest paid running back in the league.
But they just signed the kid from Seattle.
And not from Seattle, from Atlanta, Algier. And I heard he's BS right now. He felt like he was lied to. You were told you were going to have a chance to compete with James Conner for the number 1 back. Now you got James Conner still there with Algier, and then you use your number 1 pick on somebody that he has to play right away.
You got to pay him number 1.
And I think because of the money that he's guaranteed, it's going to be hard when that first contract's over because he's already a top 5 or top 6 running back pay wise. So now he has to earn that money. But you could have used it on an offensive tackle or a defensive end who's going to come in like 25, 30 million at the end of their first contract.
You could have traded down and got something.
You could have still got Love at like 8 or 9, maybe.
Yeah, and still got Love.
Because I think they took him because they probably were waiting for a great deal for somebody who wanted to come up and get him. And nope, they didn't hear nothing good enough. So they stayed at that pick and they took him. I don't know, man.
But there's going to be friction in that locker room already.
Yeah, but I heard Algiers. No, I haven't heard nothing from James Conner yet, but James Conner was hurt all last year. He's trying to come back.
James Conner really can't. He doesn't have nothing to stand on right now.
No.
But
Literally.
But Algier does.
Yeah, you came and got me, and I signed with you based on, what you told me.
I don't know, that running back room is going to be very hostile, I think.
Anything else before we move on? Or 7 o'clock already?
Well, overall, I just think the draft was a lot of teams got better.
Yeah.
And the only ones I'm scratching my head about, besides my team, is the Rams. My team will wait and see because my first and second round were reaches.
I will say this. I look at the NFC East and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I think collectively they did real well.
The Eagles did well. They grabbed Lemon,
the wide receiver from USC.
Yeah.
That's
and then they traded for Grenade.
Well, they were preparing. They're preparing already for the exit.
And that's the other thing. I know we're going to save $33 million in cap space, but the picks we gave up for Grenade were worse than what we already had. It was like we had to convince Philly to take them. You already knew Philly wanted them. So why not get better picks than what you – and they were 3rd round picks, 3rd and 4th. So we gave up 51 and 109 to get 61 and 140. So I was like, our picks went lower, and we gave away an all-pro defensive end. But I guess they were more concerned with that $33 million, which is why they had the wide receiver Jennings in yesterday. But I heard he wants $20 million a year, and the Vikings were like, "Oh, that's a lot."
He's not worth that.
He wants it, but I would love to have him.
When was the last time he was an all-pro?
Not, but he had a good year because of all those guys that were out. So
when was the last time he was a Pro Bowler?
Last year he was suitable, but last year he had a real good year that put him on the map.
He's not worth.
It was he had like 9 touchdowns. He didn't have a great amount of catches, but the catches he did have were like first downs and touchdowns. Like he got the big catches.
All right, let's move on to the NBA. NBA playoffs.
All the 3 and 2 teams.
Yes, there's only 2 series.
Yep, all the 3 and 2 series. I'm sorry.
There's only 2 series that are finished. That would be the Thunder and the Spurs.
Oh yeah, I forgot the Spurs.
Finish it.
And everything else is 3-2-2. We'll start off in the West first because I think that's obviously the West has 2 teams. That's it. 2
and
series.
I feel bad for what's going on in Minnesota injury wise.
Yes,
because they could challenge, but you can't take 2 starters out the lineup, especially one being Ant-Man. And this ain't multiple weeks. Vincenzo's gone, period.
Yeah, Vincenzo's out.
And somebody else is hurt. The rookie that stepped up, and had a big game.
Ayo?
Yeah,
Not a rookie.
he's not a rookie.
No.
He came from Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah, he's not.
but he was the first year player with Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
But he stepped up and had a good game, and then supposedly he's not playing tonight. I don't know if he's sick or something, but they were like, "Yo, the two guys that got hurt," and then they mentioned him, and people were saying, "We didn't know he was that good. He just didn't show out like he was supposed to for Chicago." But I guess the Minnesota giving him a better opportunity. You know,
he had no choice but to step up because the first two guys were out.
mm-mm. But to
Yeah.
be capable of doing that in the playoffs against Denver,
that puts more pressure on Julius Randle. You got paid a lot of money. Time to earn it.
but he's been playing well.
I know, but I'm just saying you got to step up even more now.
Gobert was surprising me.
Gobert is stepping up big right now. He's giving the Joker fits.
Yeah.
This is where I think the tide is going to obviously change. I think the Joker's going to put his footprint on these next two games. I think you're going to see huge games by him.
They're going to run the offense to him.
Of course.
Because good things happen. He can run the point as a center.
They've been running the offense through.
No, even more. They're going to put the ball in his hands, and if he wants to score, go score.
I
If
think
he wants
he's
to find
going
somebody, go
I
find
think
somebody.
he's going to force the issue. I think he is going to be like, listen, you know what? I don't want to leave no doubts. They're there for the taking, and let's just take them.
And but my thing is, if Gobert, if you don't get Gobert in foul trouble and he keeps doing what he's doing, it's going to be tough on the Joker because he's up in his face. He's actually playing Joker the best I've ever seen anybody play.
And even if that continues, I just think the lack of depth now without those stars. They're gonna if they hang around, it'll be until halftime, and then I think they just won't have the numbers to come off the bench. I think the starters will tire. And by halfway through the third quarter, they'll be exhausted. Like you're going to be playing like a 6-man rotation now.
But the thing that I've noticed, and Kevin brought it to my attention for me to notice is how winded Denver looks.
And they got their guys back. Gordon's back, but they're not in shape probably. No. They only came back with 15 games ago or something. Bron, him, and who's the young kid? I don't think he came back yet for Denver. Remember, they had a young kid that was playing off the chains at the beginning of the year for halfway through. Then he got hurt too, because it was them three that were out. But Denver has a young guy, besides Gordon and besides Bron, that was playing really good for them.
Watson?
Yes. I don't even know if he's back for the playoffs.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah. So their depth isn't what it could be, but getting those other two back definitely helped. But I don't think Gordon's had a good game yet in the playoffs. I think he's the one most affected by the long layoff with the coming back from injury.
Ayo's calf injury. He's day to day.
Yeah, but they play tonight, right?
Yeah.
So
Edwards is out, obviously.
yeah.
Edwards, DiVincenzo. Those they only have.
And then the other guy day to day. That's three guys in your rotation that you know.
They don't even have them. They don't even have them in the injury.
Who?
Yeah.
Well, according to this, it just says day to day, so he might be trying to go tonight.
Yeah, they don't have them listed.
So that helps them out.
Paul saying Ayo's just doing what he did at Illinois.
Oh.
Yeah, but he was more of a feature in college.
Yeah.
You know. Then when he went to Chicago, he struggled, and
He didn't struggle. It's just the depth chart.
His position
for guards in Chicago.
Backlog.
He was behind them.
Yeah, because you had Giddey there, and you had
He was behind what's his face from North Carolina, White. He was behind
Kobe White.
I forget who else they had over there, but they had a plethora of guards. They didn't have no big men in Chicago when he was there.
Switch it over to the Lakers.
Another that's being affected by injuries, but they're both handling it different.
Got one back yesterday.
Yeah, and guess what?
Who came back?
Austin Reeves. But when he came back, somebody that was playing real good for them had a horrible game with less opportunities.
The lefty kid,
Luke Kennard, because he was pretty much doing what Austin Reeves does.
Yeah, they played the same
and because he was handling the ball, because he was playing, so his minutes got reduced. So he probably couldn't get into a rhythm. And I think he only had like 5 or 7 shots yesterday when he had a 30-point game and something else. He was invisible yesterday because it was addition by subtraction by addition. They get Reeves back, they be like, yeah, but that's going to kill what Kanad's been giving you. And I don't know where they stand with getting Luka back. Is he close? Is he?
He had 1 point.
Yeah, 1 point, but he didn't have that many shot attempts either. Like he was such a factor in the offense when Reeves was out.
31 minutes.
He did?
Yep. 0 for 4.
Well, I guess they just didn't give him the ball. They didn't let him run the offense like he was.
They used him as spotter.
He was 0 for 4?
0 for 6 overall.
0 for 6, and you played 31 minutes.
Yep. So I think I see. I think the Lakers. I think they did with what's going on in the East. With a chance to close out, they're just giving hope. Houston is definitely there for the taking. I mean,
with no Durant,
there's times you watch them and I'm like, how are they going to score? It doesn't look
no
good.
point guard, and then you lose your guy who can do everything for you. And I'm wondering if Durant's remembering what happened to him in Golden State, and he's like, I'm not coming back if I'm not ready. Because when he tried to play through it in Golden State, that was a real bad hit for his career. He was out for a while.
Yeah.
And now he's hurt. What's his injury?
Who?
Durant right
He has
now?
a hamstring and an ankle.
But he was just like Debo yesterday in LA. He had the exact same uniform. He had the black pants with the checkered black, gray, and white flannel, and then the hat. But yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of in the beginning of the season. They're going to be starting. All 5 guys are going to be 6'8" and above, and yeah, but you forgot about your point guard.
They were talking about the twin being the point guard.
Yeah, Thompson. That's not his natural position. Yeah, you could play it if you have to, but he's better as the off guard or small forward. He plays defense. He gets crazy steals and blocks.
That
And
big white guy, I forget his name.
Sengun.
He's the one
That's my sleeper guy that
the one that's
did
holding
wonders for me in fantasy.
He's holding them together.
Now, he called a team meeting, and they said they didn't know how effective it was going to be because he's only a second-year player or third-year player, and they didn't know if his voice would be loud enough. But he leads by example on the floor, and they said he motivated everybody else because somebody else had a decent game for them.
Smith Jr.
Yeah, he had 22 or something,
Yeah.
Jabari Smith.
Easton
had a big game, but Sengun only had like 14, but other people stepped it up, and they got another win, So I was like, hey, to not have Durant.
Shepard played well.
Finally. I thought he'd be so much better.
He only had 12 points, but he had 6 assists.
I don't know if it was Durant or somebody else. Somebody on that team was like threatening him to shoot the ball more. Like, we see it every day in practice, but then he gets in the game, he don't shoot. But do we think that's going to end next game?
Who, the Lakers?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, I see it going 7.
Because another game without Durant, you're like, who's going to score?
I see it going 7.
Crazy that both teams have major injury concerns, but the Lakers came into the series like that. They get one back. I think they're holding out Luka to the second round at this point, or if they need him for Game 7.
They were talking about he might not even be ready for the second round.
What do you have? A high ankle sprain?
No, Luka?
Yeah.
Hamstring.
Oh.
He even went back to Europe
to get treatment. Yeah.
The biggest thing with him would be his condition. Sitting out that long a time.
And he was in the best shape of his career, but now sitting out.
He's been out for a minute, too.
Yeah, but this year he came back strong, like looking in great shape at the beginning of the year.
All right. Swinging it over to the Eastern Conference where everybody's in the same predicament.
I can't believe all those series are 3-2 too. Like, I'm really shocked with Detroit.
Can we talk about I was about to say, can we bring up the Orlando?
Yeah. Second year in a row, Orlando's giving somebody headaches in the playoffs, and this year they might get over the hump.
That was an incredible game yesterday.
2 guys with 45
Both
points.
guys had 45 points. Yeah. 2 former number 1 draft picks.
Yep.
You got a long time for those guys to be going at it. Currently in the position that they are. That's the future right there. And especially in the Eastern Conference. Give 3 or 4 years. I think it's going to be a problem. I really was putting Orlando down towards the end of the year, but they've shown a whole nother side of them that totally different.
Especially when they played the Celtics against the third string pretty much.
Well, yesterday the big wigs on both those teams went to work. They both had 45 or something like that. I was like,
45.
I didn't even get to watch that game. I was at my daughter's and I fell asleep. And I was like, that game ended up being crazy.
Yeah. The Cavs and the Raptors.
I think Cleveland's assumed control now.
Yeah. But just when you trust them is when they let you down.
Yeah. But right now, they just got to get one more victory to get out of this, because that was kind of a little bit dangerous. There was no givens. I expected Orlando to give some problems to Detroit, but I thought it would be 4-2 at worst for Detroit. And I expected Boston to only lose 1 game.
Yeah.
But with Boston, it's more like reluctant to change their style.
Yeah,
It's
live and die by the 3.
I was like, you got to have a plan B, man. You don't have a plan B.
It's self-induced.
Yeah. And the part that kills me, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again now, the Celtics have some of the best people taking the ball to the hoop. So if you're not hitting, it mind boggles me why you don't isolate Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown just to go one-on-one. Who's going to stop them? Clear it out. Let them guys go. Pritchard can create his own shot. But they all just want to line up on the line like they're playing a five-out offense, and they're all just standing at different points on the 3-point line.
That's their offense.
Yeah.
Bad, but that's their offense.
But if you're not hitting, at least if you have somebody going to the basket, either they're going to score or get fouled with the talent they got.
Yeah.
Or if you had a post player that you could just say, yo, we're not hitting, let's just stick somebody down in the post and see if we can ride him for a little while till somebody gets hot, or just stop with the threes, man.
Self-induced.
I don't know if it was Brown. Somebody was 4 for 15 from 3. I was like, yo, what the hell? Like, all of them guys had horrible stats. They just kept hoisting.
That's the MO. Live by the 3, die by the 3.
I just didn't think. I'm surprised, though. I'll give credit to the effort Joel Embiid has put in the last couple of games. I mean, you want to talk about somebody who's been out of it all this time, and then I didn't think he was going to show up at all in this first round, and he showed up, and he's been contributing.
Oh, he's just a force.
And playing a lot of minutes.
He's a force.
Yeah, but I didn't think he'd be in shape to. He just had an appendectomy 17 days, and something like that, 17 days ago.
But he's with him in the lineup. It kind of hurts them though.
Because they're more reliant on him. They're taking away from the Maxey and Edgecombe.
If I were him,
they can't run.
I would just sit in the post.
Quentin Grimes been playing good for them too.
Yeah, he's been the X factor. I would just sit in the post and let them guys work.
Yeah, because when he did go down low, it was a mismatch with Kata. He was just too big for him. He was just like, Broop.
Anybody
using his body. Oh, look at that Nate Victor comment. We'll get there, Nate. We'll get there.
It's okay. I don't think that
Hathaway School Elementary education.
The Hawks had their moment. They didn't capitalize on it.
Too young.
Yeah.
They got one veteran, McCollum.
He's been.
But the young guys have been doing it, but they don't know how to win yet. They're not far away. Remember, they got rid of Porzingis and Trey
Young, and they got better.
Yeah. The guys that they were leaning on and the guys that they had behind them stepped up and played, and were like, yo, way more chemistry. They got 2 or 3 players who I think got really bright futures, because we know the Johnson kid, but the other kid that gets all the steals and plays great defense, and he might be their second leading scorer. Dyson Daniels, something like that.
Yep.
But
I just got a text. What's B-Mag eating?
oh yeah,
Peanuts.
He's the peanut man.
Peanuts. Peanuts. I'm at the baseball game.
So what's it going to take? Like, what are we expecting that Celtics and Philly series now? I mean, it's a lot closer than we thought. 3-2.
Well, I will tell you this.
Celtics close it out tonight.
I will tell you this.
Is it home?
It's in Philly.
Philly.
I will tell you this. If the Celtics come out and they don't get any separation going into the fourth quarter, there are going to be a lot of people that are biting their nails. Because the fourth quarter is that quarter where it makes them or breaks them. They were 3 out of 17 in the fourth quarter this last game. The last game, game 5. They only scored, I think they scored 13 points. You just can't. There's no way you can do that.
Being in the Eastern Conference, I think they can have this up and down ebb and flow and make it through the East. That's not going to fly against OKC or the Spurs if you're one-dimensional like that. Those teams are too good on offense and defense, you know?
I don't think it could fly against the Knicks. They showed that they did. They've done it already last year.
And the Knicks fans are already chanting, we won Boston. I was like, you better win your series first.
I mean, the Knicks, that was the ultimate implosion, you know, the game 1 and game 2. Up by, 20-something points in one game and then 16 points in another game and let it both go. And then you're right back where you're right back in that mode again. All right. So yeah, if they don't get any separation, I think in that fourth quarter, there's going to be a lot of nail biting. Just think, game 3, which was a close game, which conversely, they were hitting down the end. Philly was hitting 2, but Philly was hitting 2s, and the Celtics were hitting 3s. That's what gave them the little separation down at the end. But that game came down to the last minute. Just think, we could be sitting and thinking about a whole different scenario right now. But that's my thinking. If they don't create separation and they don't come out and say, listen, you don't belong playing with us, and do pretty much like they did in game 1 in game 3, game 4, I mean, then it might be a problem. It might be a problem because anytime that you let a team, a lesser team, hang around, it just gives them more confidence. And then when you have people who can, who could literally, change the momentum of the game. They got 3 guys. You got the 2 guards, and then you got the big man. Any one of those guys get, 3 out of 5. That's saying something.
And that other guy, he's having a career series.
Yeah.
The kid with the 2 colored hair there.
For what team?
Philly.
Not Quentin Grimes.
No.
Kelly Oubre?
Oubre, yeah.
He's playing his ass off.
Yeah, he's playing all right. The other kid is the one that did it, though, was Grimes. Grimes
has been doing it the whole series.
Grimes has been hitting some timely shots. But yeah, they need separation. If they don't get separation, and this is the key for me,
what's going on?
They need to be able to hold, come out and say, listen, you don't belong in the same gym as us. Create self-doubt early and often, and keep some space. When they make a run, they need to quell it quickly, because we know Philly fans are going to be rocking. I did not know that the last time Philly beat Boston in a series was in the playoffs. 80s.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, 80s or 90s, but I knew
80s.
I saw that and I was like,
80s.
Really?
Yes. 80. The last time they beat them was 84 when they won championship.
Yeah, I was a freshman.
But you know the bad part about that. When Iverson When Iverson was good, Celtics weren't good.
Mm.
So when Philly was good, Boston wasn't good.
So they didn't meet up when Philly was.
Yeah. So there was literally a whole decade plus where there was no rivalry, or it was like Philly was down. But since then, Philly's been down for over 20-something years. They just can't find their way out of the first round or past the second round, I should say. But yeah, I'm thinking that if it's a close game, I mean, having that home court means that everything. Having them, the extra, the fans behind you, it gives you that momentum.
So we talked about their reliance on the three. I got another thing I'm going to throw out there because I'm not sure. I haven't paid attention. Are you happy with their overall defensive intensity? Are they doing enough on defense? Is it just the reliance on the threes, or is it their defense is not as intense too?
My thing with them is they're going to their one weakness is guard play. Anytime that a lot of times that they struggle against teams, it's because of the guards. And Philly has two of them.
Oh, defending the guards,
yeah. Philly has two of them. Anytime. My thing is
maybe three now. Is Grimes considered a guard or a forward?
He's a shooting guy, but he's a totally different player than them guys. He's more of I'm going to catch and shoot, or I can shoot off the 1-2. I can shoot. Them guys, they get the ball and they go the length of the court. There's no stopping them. You almost have to treat those guys as if they were like Giannis, because they get into the defense, they get into they get into the paint. It's trouble. Now you're spraying things out. You're finishing at the basket. It creates a lot of problems. You have to stop those guys. Literally, you have to pick them up before half court. Because if you don't, and they get ahead of steam, there's no one on the Celtics that can cover them guys. We've I mean, you just look at it, right? Their best defender has problems covering either one of them. In a half court set, it might be a little easier, but once they get going, that's a tough pickup. That's a tough pickup. You got to pick that. Like I said, you got to pick them up 3/4. More importantly, they need to. What I am disappointed at is a lot of times that Philly's getting easy transition baskets because the Celtics are scoring and they're looking to push the ball. It's like 1-2 passes up the court, boom, layup. The transition defense last game was pretty bad. And the rebounding. A lot of the 50-50 balls were going to Philly. So those are things that they need to work on. And I mean, I thought it was me at one point in time, but I see more and more people pointing it out every day. The offense a lot of times is going through Tatum instead of Brown. I think it needs to be opposite.
Especially since Brown's been there all year and he's the leader right now.
Brown is that guy who can get to the mid-range where Tatum is just settling. He's just settling and settling and settling.
And I don't understand about him because he's one of the guys I talk about putting the ball on the ground and going to the basket like with ease.
I think Tatum needs to. I think he needs to be more of that facilitator, and then pick and choose when you're going to step back, because all eyes will be on him. And I think when he first came back, that's what he was doing. But now I think I see him trying to score more. I see him trying to take over the game more. And what's happening is it's like a fly trap. The ball's getting stuck in his hand. He's doing the dribble.
When he passes, there's 8 seconds left.
Yeah. And a lot of
forcing
turnovers.
somebody else
a lot of
into
turnovers
a quick situation.
A lot of turnovers. So I think that they need to continue to go through Brown, and especially when they're both in the game, continue going through Brown. There's nothing wrong with not. Listen, I myself as a basketball player, I wouldn't want to be facilitating the offense. I want to be that guy coming off the picks, not trying to create my own. Why work harder when you can play smarter off of someone else?
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion, but I don't know. But I see more and more people who are saying it. I I thought Charles Barkley was going to say it the other day. He was leaning towards it, and then he kind of skirted off of it. He started to say, Tatum is good and everything, and then it was like he like veered off course. He did end up saying that Brown needs to be that guy again. He basically went that way. But yeah, I mean that's what I see with them. The Knicks and the
yeah, I know Nate's waiting for us to talk about them. He already commented.
He's already gone probably.
Oh, because the game's on.
The game started at 7.
Yeah. But what do we think about the Knicks series?
I think the Knicks they found their mojo now. There was shaky ground the first few games.
Brunson's taking over again.
I just think that they've asserted themselves. They found the matchups. They figured out the defense.
Credit to their coach.
Yeah.
Made adjustments.
I mean, I think for me, I thought it was 6. I thought it was going 7, and I had them on upset alert, for the series. If they should stumble tonight, I think they'd be right back in the same spot. 7 games, you never know what can happen.
Well, at least like we said earlier, they'll have the home court advantage.
Yeah,
that's huge when Boston or New York can have the home court advantage.
And I just see it as that. I think they've established themselves now. They're playing with a lot more confidence. And you've got guys that are you got your guys who were contributing last year now are all coming together and starting to contribute at the right time. I still think in order for the Knicks to take the next step, that Cat is going to have to play better. Cat is going to have to. If Brunson scores 28, let's put it this way: if Brunson scores under 20, under 30. Cat needs to be at 31, 32.
But then you got the 2 wings that are capable of scoring, but they haven't. OG's been more consistent than Bridges.
Yeah, Bridges is they had a comparison with White and Bridges, and it was so spot on. They were like, who is the most disappointing thus far in the playoffs?
They both have struggled.
And Bridges, I think, Bridges is averaging like 1.2 points more than White in the playoffs. And that's not saying much because they've all started to come together with the exception of Bridges. And there's a lot of pressure on them too, because you got to remember they gave up a lot for him. They gave up a lot to get him. So we shall see. All right. Final subject. We need to touch upon the dumpster fire that is the Boston Red Sox, culminating with the firing of the beloved Alex Cora. Shocking.
They cleared the house.
Shocking. Yes. Not only did they got rid of Veritek.
5.
Yes.
Coaches.
Veritek. How do you do that? I mean, that's Mr. Boston right there, as far as the laurel goes, with, being a player, and then coming in, being a coach. But I mean, since the firing, what are they, 1-2?
Something like that.
They're 1-2. They won their first game, and then they got blown out the last 2 games. So not much has changed, and Crochet's gone on the 15-day DL or whatever they call it. I don't know.
But it's retroactive, and they're expecting he'll miss 1 start. Worst case scenario, 2. But they say it's a shoulder impingement. They're not overly concerned, but you can't have your ace getting hurt on top of your manager getting fired and off to a bad start. But all that aside, I'm not blaming the players, the coaching staff, the injuries. I'm blaming the damn ownership and GM. I don't understand what the hell they're doing. It's like they're more worried about, they know people are going to show up and support the Red Sox. They're not putting out the best product on the field. You don't give Cora what he wants. He wanted Bregman back. We all wanted Bregman back. Just like they've done with Devers, just like they've done with Burks. Not Burks. Who's the guy that went to the Dodgers? Bets. Every time we got a star player and it's time to get paid, they want to let him walk or they want to trade him. We need those star players. Like you can't keep, pulling the wool over our eyes. Ownership, John Henry, I wish he'd sell the team. He's reminding me of Jerry Jones in a way, for the simple fact that he does very good away from baseball. He made tons of money away from baseball. He owns several professional teams. I think he treats it like a business instead of winning now. And if I'm Cora's probably saying good riddance because he's like,
he might end up on the Yankee staff.
I think he's going to end up in Philly because of Dombrowski, the old GM. But he said, and now, how ironic, Philly just fired their manager right after he got fired. Robbie Thompson got fired. Everybody was waiting. But before that happened, Cora came out and heard the rumors and said, I don't want to do that to another fellow manager. So I think they'll let the interim run for the rest of this year, and then next year he'll take over because I think he likes his relationship and trusts the relationship with Dombrowski. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, this right here, this season, it's on management. I think, from all reports, Cora and Breslow, they've been going at it for a minute. Not seeing eye to eye on a lot of things, on playing people, on possibly, even before the season started, on who they should go after as far as he basically Cora had minimal to no say. And then once again, conversely, Breslow wanting certain people to play and do certain things, and Cora they were not just seeing eye to eye. And I mean, that can only work for so long. We've seen it in other cases, like in basketball. Well, we've seen a coach that played in Denver that went on for 2 years. I think with the Red Sox, I think especially after last season, with the success that they had towards the end of the year, making it into the postseason, beating the Yankees, taking them to the brink. I thought obviously expectations were a lot higher with the acquisitions that we had from pitchers. Everybody was upbeat and positive spirits, and now we're not even just barely 30 games in, and it's like, okay, you're done. That's kind of hard to come back from.
And you don't have a team leader right now.
No.
There's nobody that's stepping up or putting up numbers or just to be that leader. Oh, excuse me.
It's I think that the releasing of Cora was premature. If anything, you wait until the break, and then you make that decision.
What are they, 30 games in?
That's what I just said. A little over 30 games. I mean,
and you don't have a long-term replacement. You promoted Tracy from Pawtucket.
Yeah. And there's a reason why he was in Pawtucket.
Mm-hmm.
If he were that great of a manager, he would be somewhere else.
I want to say there was probably some animosity where Cora was giving backlash to the ownership and the GM about not getting what he wants. And I think they got tired of hearing his voice. I think that was happening behind the scenes, and it just wasn't made public for the rest of us to be aware of. But I could see Cora going, "What the hell are you guys doing? How could you not sign Bregman? We need another power bat. We lose Bregman, we don't replace him." Contreras, I like him, but he's not filling the shoes of what Bregman brought to the offense, and they needed that bat in the middle. And now the young players are struggling at the beginning of the year, even though some of them played last year. But that's the other thing is I was reading that ownership and Cora saw it differently. Cora needed some more veterans, and ownership has so much invested in the young players. They extended 3 young players before they proven themselves in the Kristen Campbell, Marcelo Maya.
Where's Campbell now?
Yeah. And Marcelo Maya is there just because we don't have a third base. Durbin, who they got,
Irvin's terrible.
Yeah, so he's terrible, and Marcel Meyer is third base isn't his natural position, but they extended Meyer already. He hasn't proven nothing yet. Campbell, they extended him. They're tying up money in people that we don't know how they're going to pan out. Roman Anthony, they just extended, but I think Roman Anthony will be the real deal.
Yeah, once he gets.
But they got too much young talent on that team. That's where Bregman would have came in, and maybe another veteran bat. I would have loved to have seen him keep it. And remember, when we were talking about free agency, we all wanted him to get a big bat. The guy from the Mets that went to Baltimore, and then the other guy that re-signed in Philly. We were like, we want one of them. That's what we need. We need a corner infielder that can slap, home runs out of there. But it didn't happen. But
Either one of them guys would have been a big.
That would have been perfect because I liked what they did with the pitching. Even though Suarez is struggling a little bit, he's starting to show signs of life now. He started off bad his first 2 or 3 starts. His last 2 starts have been really good.
Last start was really good.
Yeah, so he'll settle in and I think end up being the number 2 option on that team. Bellows really going backwards. I hope they didn't extend him yet, but he's really struggling.
He signed a big contract 2 years ago.
Did he?
Yeah.
He was playing better 2 years ago than he is now.
When they did that Netflix series on the Sox, that was 2 years ago. Or 2 years ago. It came out last year, but it was a 2 years ago team.
And I can't remember.
They played a joke on him because they said that he signed a big contract and he was going to pay for the team dinner.
Huh.
So that's how I know he signed a decent contract. Where I want to say it was like $20 million or something like that.
But all right, time's ticking for me, man. I got another engagement I got to get to. So I'm going to have to cut myself off right about now. I don't know if there's another topic that you were trying to get into.
No, that was the last one.
Oh, all right.
That was the last one. So with that being said, we're going to sign off. But before we go, if you haven't grabbed tickets yet for the comedy show tomorrow,
there aren't many.
You might want to get in touch with us because, there isn't many. Low ticket alert. But yes, we will be comedy show tomorrow. The
After
Vault
party.
That'll be taking place at 8:00 downtown New Bedford. Immediately following is the after party at Port Royal Bar and Cigar Lounge. Afterwards, come on down and party with the whole comedy crew. Comedians, last few times comedians have all gone down there.
Yeah.
And I've had a good time. So come on down. We'll be there from the time the comedy show is over till closing, 2:00. All right. Guys, got anything to say before we sign up?
If you're not doing anything tonight, stop through the Vault. We got a little smaller comedy show going on over there. It's going to start at 8:15 or whatever time I get over there. But you guys can come down and enjoy yourselves there too. And you guys get the game on tonight down there.
Do that. Come down by the port. We'll have the games on all the TVs. Come check it out.
All right. With that being said, we're signing off, and we'll see you next week on Straight to Point Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go.
Old school R&B, hip hop, reggae, sports, talk shows, and a whole lot more. You're listening to the internet's hottest new radio station, WNV1 Radio, New Bedford, Massachusetts, home of the legendary Tavares and just a collection of some